Hey folks, what is going on? In this one, we are going to talk about setting up your Facebook group correctly. Okay, so what we've got up on the screen here, this is my Facebook group. I've been running this since about 2018. We've grown it, we've culled it, we've tested a bunch of different things in it over the years, and it has been at the core of my personal brand and building my seven-figure information business from the day that I launched it. Okay, and when I launched this, I was very early on in my journey. I'd made about 20 grand blogging as an affiliate, and I wanted a platform to talk about the stuff that I was learning. Pretty simple, okay? I wasn't some, huge expert with all these results and stuff. I just wanted a place to talk about the stuff that I was learning and the stuff that I was doing. And this is where it all began, okay? It could be a hell of a lot bigger. We've heavily filtered the people that we let in, and that's why it's not massive, but what people fail to realize is that it's not about audience size, be it group or otherwise. It's about knowing how to extract money from them and knowing how to monetize it. Okay, so what I want to talk to you in this video about specifically is setting up the group, the key features of it, things you might want to think about if you're going down the path of setting up a group, or if you've already got one, this might illuminate some things for you that you may want to go and change. Okay, before we jump into it, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out that first link in the description. That's going to take you over to my website. You can enter your email, get a video about how we build information businesses to $50,000 to $100,000 per month. Facebook groups or communities are a part of that. Okay, so you'll understand and see how this fits in to the overall kind of ecosystem, and then give this video a like if you get value from it. Okay, so with that all said, let's jump into it. All right, basics first. You've got the cover photo. This should be what the group's all about. It's also an opportunity to include a bit of a call to action. Okay, I like to push all the people in my world back to my website, like I just did with you guys in this video, because then I get to capture their information and I can communicate with them over email on a daily basis. Okay, that email list that you're building is an asset. All right, Facebook can shut you down, but your email list you own. Okay, so I like to move people back to there wherever possible. Okay, you also want people to know what the group's about, what you do. Okay, I would recommend that this is aligned to what you've got on your Facebook profile as well. So that's really quick. Cover photo. You can have a photo of yourself, you can have whatever you want, but I'd recommend having a call to action to somewhere that you're capturing their information that you own, okay? The next part is the name, all right? There's a couple of different, schools of thought on the best way to do this. I like some kind of piece that tells people it's a community, right? So mine's JC's Insiders. These are, these people are next kind of layer in my audience. So that kind of gives that community vibe. And then I like it to tell people who it's for and what it's all about. Okay, so for me, it's for coaches, course creators, and affiliate marketers. They're the people I help, they're the people I work with, and it's about going from 0 to 50K plus per month, right? We help people push up to this $50,000 to $100,000 mark, but we've got opportunities in place for people who are starting from scratch as well. So it's really about who's it for, what can you help them achieve, and give them an indication that it's a community. Okay, they're the kind of the three pillars that I'd recommend. There's a couple of other naming strategies out there that I've spoken about, but as a basic general rule, that's a good place to start. Okay, as we move down the page and into the group, okay, you've got a couple of other moving parts. You've got your about section here. This should just tell people what the group's about. Obviously, some people are going to read this, some people aren't. But this just tells people a little bit about myself, how I help people, what I help them with in a little bit more detail. Okay. The next thing you've got up here is your pinned posts, or your announcements, I think they call them these days. So I have a couple of product type posts pinned across here, and then I also have my main welcome post. Okay. So this first one here is a post about my inner circle, and people can put their name on the wait list there. So things that are important to your business, that next step that you want them to move into, you can put that in the pin post. I've also got a pin post here for another program that we run called the Fast Cash Rolodex, which is about quickly extracting profits from your audience. Okay, there'll be a link to that in the description if you guys want to check that out. But the main one is going to be your welcome post. Okay, and this is really what's the group all about, what instructions do you want to give them. Like I tell people they can add me as a friend if they want, all of that kind of good stuff, and then a graphic. Okay, and what we do here, well, what my VA does is they tag new members in here, so you can see this was 18 hours ago, there were some new members they let in, they tag them in this welcome post, and then they read it and they very quickly get up to speed about what we are all about. Okay, so I would recommend that you build out a robust welcome post, and as people join the group, you can tag them in there so that they quickly get kind of indoctrinated into your world and what you've got going on. All right, so a couple of key pieces: cover photo, name, the the about section, and your welcome post when you are getting things up. I recommend that you have a private group. I've never really played around with public groups too much. Private groups are just what's always kind of worked for me. You want to give people a reason to join, right? And if it's public and anyone can join, you don't really get to have kind of the same quality control. So I like private groups personally. The other thing that you are going to want to have in place is membership questions. Okay, membership questions are a great way to gather information about, one, the people that are joining, and two, to help filter out the people who you don't want to have in there, right? If they can't be bothered answering some questions, you may not want them in your group. Some people take a more relaxed approach with this. Some people take a more kind of aggressive approach with, like, if you don't answer my questions, you can't come in. All right, we are pretty aggressive in terms of making sure people answer the questions. Okay, so the 3 that I use, and you can play around with these, is give us your email. Again, pushing back to that email list. In 1 to 2 sentences, tell us a little bit about where you're at in your online journey. That gives us information that helps fuel content. Okay, so you can use these to then help create content for the group that's actually helpful to the people coming through, because if you get information about where they're at, you can tailor the content to that. Okay, and then the other thing we like to really understand as well is, how did you hear about us? Okay, because if we can track where our leads are coming from, and then we can track our sales back to those leads, then we can do more of the activities that are actually producing money. All right, find something that works and do more of it. Really, really simple framework. So I would recommend playing around with these questions. The other one that a lot of people use is a hand raiser type question. So, hey, we help people do this. Would you like us to reach out and tell you how we can do that? They can raise their hand. They're the main ones that I'd play around with if I was in your shoes and was getting this set up or kind of revamping my group. So they're really the main, I guess, setup pillars: cover photo, name, type of group being private. You've got the about section, you've got the welcome post. And then once that's kind of rocking and rolling, it's about you starting to put content into the group, okay? And there's a couple of different types of content you can put in. I wouldn't recommend uploading videos. They don't seem to perform well with the algorithm. I prefer to put written posts. And then from time to time, what I'll do as well, and these typically end up in the guide section, is I'll do lives. Okay, so I've got a series of lives in here that talk about the mindset of building a 6 to 7 figure business. Sorry, that's the overall strategy. Then this one's mindset, crafting an offer, closing in Messenger, building your audience. So these are all lives that I've done that are valuable trainings. And then what we also do is, when people join, my VA will come in and will tag them in this video as well, so that they can come in, start consuming the content, they get value. All of this helps accelerate the relationship that they're building with myself, my brand, my team. Okay, the reason Facebook groups are such a powerful tool to have in your business, okay, it's not because it's a Facebook group, right? It's just another content platform. The reason that they're so powerful is because it's a place where they can spend time consuming your content, getting to know you, right? Maybe even at a slightly deeper level than what you might produce on YouTube or on your profile, right? You might be a little bit more open with the people in your group because, you know, they're your people. And as a general rule, the more time people invest in you and your brand, the easier that sale becomes. Okay, so the next step from growing a Facebook group is going to be generating conversations, and then from the conversations, you can either close them on a call or close them in Messenger. All right, I've got other videos on the channel about how to sell in Messenger and how to land high ticket sales. I've got videos about crafting offers, but this is a tool to build relationships with people at scale and to generate conversations. Okay, that's why it's such a powerful thing to have in your business, and they're kind of the key features of it, right? You're building a place where you're going to add value, where people can come and see what you're all about. They can connect with you and your team, and they can, you know, click around, look at your different offers, all of that kind of good stuff, right? Remember, it's not about the size, it's about how effectively you're able to monetize it for your business. All right, that doesn't mean everyone's gonna buy. There's plenty of people out of those 3,800 that have come in here, hung around, engaged, and never bought anything. All right, that's fine. You don't need everybody to buy. When you understand, you know, building out an ascension ladder and all that kind of stuff, you don't need everybody to buy. But I would recommend that you add some kind of community to your business. Really, 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 really powerful tool. And that's how you can set up your Facebook group with the key pillars in place so that you can start creating content, you can start providing value, you can start generating conversations, and then making sales. All right, hopefully you got something out of that one. I'll see you all in the next video. Be sure to click that first link in the description. Cheers.